Hey there, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here, bringing you this week's recap of the 1099 Ladies Networking Online Chapter Meeting, where the focus was on taking your networking to the next level. And here are the highlights from tonight's discussion. Now, if you want to know basics like networking 101 or how to follow up with people after networking, definitely go back into our archives and catch the past replays and recaps where we discuss those in the online chapter. But tonight we took things to the next level. So you go to the networking, you set up the one-on-one. What do you talk about at the one-on-one? How do you get through the networking to the one-on-one and what takes place at the one-on-one? We covered it all tonight and shared our best tips. So definitely go check out the full conversation, but here are the highlights. Week after week, we tell you every single time, be authentic, be yourself, be open and authentic and vulnerable. But when you sit down with somebody one-on-one or just meet them in a networking situation, don't be too vulnerable. It is not the place to bring up all of your personal issues or challenges. It is the place to get to know somebody better in their business endeavors. And that's a good cue right there. Since it's about getting to know somebody else's business and business endeavors, put the focus on the other person instead of on you. This can work when you approach networking. You can go in just to see who you can get other people connected with, or this can also carry over into your one-on-one. The person who is asking the questions is the one who has the power, who is leading the conversation and steering it in a direction. So if you approach your one-on-ones as a time not to sell what it is that you have to offer, because that's not what networking is about, and instead approach it as an opportunity to get to know the other person. What do they do? Where are they from? Why do they do what they do? What makes them passionate, and why do they choose what they do, and who is a really great connection for them? What would be a great referral source for them? And if they ask you about you, that's when you share about you. But try your best to be present for that other person, allow it to be a space for them to speak and to share, and most likely it will be reciprocated back to you. As far as timeframes for the one-on-one, 30 minutes to 60 minutes is the typical going average. Just set that up front and make sure that it's understood by both parties. And if you're approaching the end of the time and you still have time available, make sure you check in with the other person before just plowing through and taking up more of their time. Let's see, what else have I got here that I think would be really great to hit on. I know I had one other thing here. Oh, think about stories about yourself. Go ahead and pre-think about, if these are the questions you're going to be asking the other person, how would you answer those questions for yourself? Don't stress about having it all perfect and polished, because again, we want to keep it authentic and real, and this is a personal chance for them to get to know you on that business level. But do have an idea of how you would answer these questions, and if you're not sure, then just be honest whenever you bring up, whenever the conversation comes up. Don't try to make something up there on the spot, because your lack of confidence will definitely start to tip the scales in the direction that you probably don't want it to go with a one-on-one. But also think about beforehand. What are a couple of stories that you can tell about yourself for those moments where a conversation does need to keep flowing, or something that they can take away about you, especially if it's something that highlights something you would love for them to learn about you, because that's really what our job is to do. Through networking, we educate people on how to connect us with other people. And if you're not taking that time to really allow yourself to let the other person know who that great contact is, or take the time to get to know the other person and what their great contact is, then you're definitely not leveraging networking to the fullest degree that you can be. If you have more tips on how to take networking to the next level, drop them in the comments below. We would love to hear about them. And join us over in the 1099 Facebook group, where we can keep this conversation going. You can catch past recaps and replays, and you can connect with other 1099 ladies, and you can find out more about us online at 1099ladiesnetworking.com as well. Catch us back here Tuesday and every Tuesday for our online chapter meeting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. Bye-bye.